Last week, I was given the opportunity to attend the annual Realtor breakfast that was hosted by the City of Mansfield along with Mansfield ISD. And at this event, both the city manager and the superintendent from Mansfield ISD were able to share with us real estate agents all the insight of what's coming to the city, what's happening with the school district so that we can better serve our clients. So in this week's video, I'm going to share with you what I learned. So stick around. Hey everyone, my name is Danae Hewitt and I am your go-to DFW realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. If you are thinking about relocating from out of state or out of the area into the Metroplex, or you're in the Metroplex and you're thinking about moving somewhere else, Mansfield definitely needs to be on your radar. For a long time, Mansfield was considered, outside of the Metroplex, but we're in. We are in the Metroplex. There is so much growth that is coming to Mansfield, that has already come to Mansfield. And let me just share with you what's in the pipeline for the future here. But before I get into that, I do want to share that Mansfield Methodist Hospital helped to sponsor the event. And then they gave all of us some sweatshirts as we left, which was really nice because it's a really cozy sweatshirt, because we all know how important that is. Right? So let's talk about what's coming to the city, and then at the end, I will give you my thoughts. So the first thing that's coming is a new police headquarters, and that should be completed by the fall of this year. And the purpose of this is to bring all of the police divisions under one roof. And it's also going to be a state-of-the-art training facility. We watched a little video where we got to see it's not a track, or maybe it is a track, but where the police cars have to practice if they're involved in a high-speed chase or something like that. I don't know what all those terms are, but that's gonna be there. But I did find out, somebody did ask that no, the public cannot use that. Bummer. No donuts over there for the public. But so that's going to be coming here very soon. The next part is they are going to revitalize downtown Mansfield. Currently, downtown Mansfield has a lot of really small local boutiques, coffee shops. They do have an upscale restaurant called Meat Hands Chop House, and it's very good, by the way. It's very good. But they want to bring more life and activity downtown. So they're bringing in what's called the Water District. And the reason why they're calling it the Water District is because that was where the original water pump was in the city. So it's like going back to their roots, which I totally love. Now, if you have heard of the Dairy Block in Denver, downtown Denver, I've never been there, but the plan is to have the Water District be very similar to what the Dairy Block is in downtown Denver. So that means corporate offices are going to be there. There's going to be townhomes for purchase, and I'll get a little bit into the housing here in just a little bit. Hello, real estate agent. There's going to be retail shops, a parking structure. Stop it, because right now when you go to downtown Mansfield, it's like, where am I going to park? Parking is pretty limited. So there's going to be a parking structure. 2 thumbs up for that. Also in the pipeline is a family entertainment center going to be called the High Five, with things like indoor golf, bowling, axe throwing, but it's definitely going to be a family entertainment center. And I can definitely imagine it as being a place with some of my good friends. Our kids are the same age. Like, hey, what are we going to go do? Let's go to High Five so that our kids can be entertained and I can have an adult beverage or 2, right? That's what I'm seeing in my future. Okay, and 2 things are coming that I'm really excited about. First of all, maybe I'm gonna blow your mind. The City of Mansfield is going to have a professional stadium. I'm sorry, what? A professional stadium? So right now, the city is under an NDA and they can't share which teams are in the pipeline to be there. But I'm sorry, the little small town of Mansfield with a professional stadium? Okay, pretty cool. And the next thing is the Canals at Mansfield. Okay, so we saw a killer video of what the Canals at Mansfield is going to look like what the renderings are going to look like. So think canals, Okay, it's going to have a 1-mile waterway with bridges, of course. There's going to be lots of green space there. City Hall is going to be relocated there. There's going to be corporate offices there, retail, shopping. But I also see that area as a place for families to gather, people to walk around, enjoy the outside, and just have a great evening or a great day out. The reason why I think that they are bringing these venues to the city is because right now, when I want to go out with my friends, like let's say we don't have our kids, it's just going to be adults night out and we want to go out and have fun, but we don't necessarily just want to just have dinner. We don't go to Mansfield. Mansfield doesn't have those opportunities. We go to other cities like Grand Prairie or Frisco or Plano, where outdoor venues, we do indoor golf, we've done laser tag and pickleball, but all of those things are not in Mansfield. Those are in other cities. So now that these things are going to be coming to Mansfield, well, I can't say pickleball, don't quote me on that. But now that these other activities are coming to Mansfield, it just gives more opportunity to keep people here in the city. And for people that are kind of a little further south of Mansfield, it's like they don't have to go that far to Frisco. They can go right to Mansfield and have just as much fun as they would in other cities. Something else that we learned in terms of housing and demographics is we have a high population of kids, 18 and younger. We've got a high population there because obviously they're living with their parents. And then where we don't have a lot of our demographic in Mansfield is in that 20 to 30 range. And it picks back up when you have people in the 40 plus range. And most likely the reason for that is the cost of housing. In 2023, the average sales price of homes in Mansfield was $611,000. Okay, so that is not an entry-level price point. It's just not. So when you have people in their 20s and 30s that are, settling down, having kids, looking to buy a house, again, not an entry-level price point. So they're not living in Mansfield. They're going to other cities, and then, they sell their home, they utilize their equity in that home, and then maybe, and then they come back to Mansfield to afford the houses here. So the city is actually bringing in more affordable housing like townhomes and duplexes that are at a lower level price point, $300,000-$400,000, because that can be a little bit more manageable for people's pockets than the $600,000. So I think they're doing this just to kind of bridge that gap between the kids that are here and the people in their 40s and 50s that are kind of a little bit more established in their careers. We want to get that middle demographic that's missing back in Mansfield. The next part of the meeting was about the school district, and Dr. Kimberly Cantu, the superintendent of the district, spoke, and I love hearing her speak. She's just so eloquent and just seems very lovely. I haven't met her personally, but those are my thoughts after hearing her speak a couple of times. Mansfield ISD has had Vision 2030 on their radar and as a goal for the whole district for a couple of years now. And by 2030, they have 4 key goals in mind. The first is that every single student by the beginning of 3rd grade will be reading on grade level. And as long as they stay a Mansfield ISD student, they will remain on grade level until they graduate. The next thing is that all students will master Algebra 2 by the 11th grade. I'm how old? And I don't even know if I mastered Algebra 2. I'll be real honest with you. Math was not my forte, but I digress. And the next thing is that every single student will graduate college and or career ready. And between those last 2 points, we know that being college ready and life ready are 2 very different things. So I love that point because they are making sure that not only are our students ready to leave the world and go out there and live life, but also have the knowledge and the career to assist them when they leave the school district. The next point that was talked about in this meeting is the upcoming bond election. Election day is May 4th. And of course, we have early voting going on. But there are 5 props that are up on the ballot. And before I get into it, and I won't get like deep into it, just kind of high level for sure, I want to say that if all 5 of these bonds were to pass, there is a 0 tax increase to homeowners in the city of Mansfield. Okay? But It does have to get passed in order for things to happen. Prop A is to equip and renovate school facilities. So we've got a lot of schools in the district that are 20, 30 years old, and a lot of those systems are getting out of date, like roofs and HVAC and plumbing and electrical. So things like that, those will be taken care of in this prop. Safety and security is going to be updated. Technology infrastructure is going to be updated. They want to expand all of the middle schools in order to accommodate orchestra now, because that is a class that is now offered at the middle school level in the last couple of years. And I used to teach middle school theater in Mansfield. And after I left teaching, I heard that orchestra was coming, and I'm thinking about my former campus and I'm going, where's orchestra going to go? Where are all the instruments going to go? How are they going to practice? Because those orchestra classes are big. So they're going to do that to better serve students that are in the orchestra program. They're also planning to add space to the Ben Barber Innovative Academy to go along with that career readiness. They're going to resurface middle school tracks and also going to add a new Early Learners Academy. Right now, Mansfield has one for the 3 and 4-year-olds, and so they're looking to build another campus to make sure that they are ready for when they get into kindergarten in Mansfield. So that's the first prop. The second prop is Prop B, and that's for instructional technology. There's a lot of campuses that have smart boards or that don't have smart boards, and so it's replacing the ones that do have it because of their age and getting rid of projectors in the schools there. So that's the second prop. Prop C is stadium renovations. I didn't know this, but one of the stadiums in Mansfield was built 69 years ago. Do you think it needs some updating? Sure does. So that's going to be included in that prop. And they're planning to resurface high school tracks and replace the scoreboards that are there at the high school level. Prop D is going to be for those kiddos that are in the fine arts, to give those in the band, cheer, dance, drill team, and JROTC, to give them all their own rehearsal facilities. Because these activities, a lot of times, like maybe they're going to the cafeteria. Well, what's in the cafeteria? The lunch tables and the chairs. So all that stuff has to be moved, and then they practice, and then all that stuff needs to be put back. So it's giving these areas of interest for the kids their own space to rehearse, and I love it as a former theater teacher. And the last prop, Prop E, is having a 50-yard indoor practice field at all of the high schools. And the reason for this is so that when it's raining outside, y'all can be practicing inside. Or something that you might not think about is marching band. Here in the summertime, the marching band has to get ready to accompany the football players at their games. Now, football, of course, they have to be practicing because their season starts like right when the school year starts. So all these marching band players and the football teams, they don't get the summers off. I mean, they are working in the summertime. But summertimes in Texas, don't the temperatures get to be 100 degrees plus? Yeah, they do. So these kiddos and these teachers are practicing at like 6 in the morning because, it's like 90 degrees at 6 in the morning. Obviously it's better, but this is going to give them an indoor facility so that they don't have to be rehearsing and practicing in the heat, which I love, and I think it's absolutely necessary. So these are the changes that are coming to the City of Mansfield. In the description below, I'm going to leave you 2 links, the Mansfield ISD Bond website, and also a video about the state of the city that was hosted by Mayor Michael Evans and the city manager, Joe Smolinski. So if you've got any more questions or want some more detailed information about the bond election that's coming up, definitely check out both of those links in the description below. And this video right here is going to show you some homes in the average sales point of Mansfield that I just did a couple of weeks ago. Thanks for tuning in this week. I will see you guys soon.